I had a request from a customer the other day. They asked me if it was possible to add a username dynamically to a plot. So effectively a user logs into the site and the username gets added to any plot that's created. My immediate thought was that we need to use a workflow here. I then discovered the data transformation workflow, which is an option in the plot template section when you add a plot template to a site. The data transformation workflow is configurable for a map service or plot or report. It will allow us to get the username and add it to the map. There are a couple of advantages for using this. Firstly, you can continue to use out-of-the-box tools, and secondly, you don't have to do any specific scripting to get the answers you want. So let's have a look at what you have to do to get this to work inside a site. So firstly, let's have a look at the workflow that we need to create in order to make all this work. So here I've got the workflow that I'm going to use. You can see it's quite a simple little workflow. We effectively create a new data column here, and I've called this username DC. And then we set the type of the data column to be a string. Then we add the columns to the report data tables. Now report data is important here because that's the key for us to get our information into the plot template. Then I'm using the get current user module, which will return me the current user who is logged in and will return me the username. So here I have the current user as a username. I'm just at this point here, I'm just checking to make sure that we've got something come back and it's not empty. If it is a blank string, then I set it to unknown user. And then effectively we add the username to the report tables, and you'll notice there that we're adding it to a field called underscore username. Having set up the workflow, the next thing we need to have a text box inside our plot that will take the username parameter. So if I just open up my report and plot designer here, you'll see I've already got a basic template that ships with the product, but what I've created here is a text box with a field called username, and you'll notice over here that the data field has underscore username. So that's going to take the parameter that we pass in from the workflow. So finally, what we have to do is to bring it all together in a site. So I'll just minimize my report designer here and I'll log into my site manager. And you'll notice here I've got the training data set up as a site. What I'll do is I'll go to my print template, I'll add a print template, and I'll give the template a name. I'll then go to the resources folder and then to my print templates folder, and I'll load my print template. Once the template is added, I can edit the template, and you'll notice here there's a transform workflow URI. This is what we're going to use to call our workflow. So what I can do now is browse to where my workflow is, again inside the resources folder, under workflows, get user from plot workflow, click on OK. So that workflow is now registered with the plot template. So anytime the plot template is run, the workflow will get executed. So I'll apply my details and I'll save my site. So now I'll select the HTML5 viewer from the Viewers tab. I'll go to the toolbar menu and I'll select Print, and I'll select my print template that we created. I'll hit Print. When it's complete, I'll open my file, and you can see here in the top left hand corner of the plot is the username that was used to log into this site, and that was placed in the text box that was in the print template that we looked at earlier. Well, that's about it for this video. Thanks for listening. On the screen you can see how to get in touch with us. If you'd like a copy of the workflow and a copy of the print template, please do not hesitate to get in touch via the geocortex@onespatial.com email address, and I'll be doing some more videos very soon, so look forward to catching up with you then. Thank you.